English Adventure, Book 5, Chapter 6, The Missing Painting. Let's have a fun start. You see a maze here. Help the man to reach the missing painting by tracking the correct routes. Now, let's get into our story. A surprise struck the peaceful town of Viridian. A beautiful painting had disappeared from the local art gallery. Mrs. Kapoor and her team organized a big art show. At the end of the day, they discovered that a very important painting named The Golden Sunrise was missing. Mrs. Kapoor was especially fond of this painting, so they called the police right away. The police arrived and started looking for clues in the art gallery. They found unusual scratch marks on the floor where the painting had been displayed and also found a handkerchief that smelled sweet near the same spot. Inspector Verma took charge of the investigation and began to ask people nearby if they had noticed anything unusual. Mrs. Mehta, who owned a nearby shop, said she heard some noises in the afternoon. When she looked outside, she saw a tall man carrying a large item wrapped in a cloth. Although she couldn't see his face because he was wearing a hat, she noticed he wore a brown jacket and walked with a limp. Inspector Verma also spoke to Rajan, the security guard, who noticed a woman acting suspiciously near the Golden Sunrise. He described her as short and wearing a bright red scarf. An artist named Anjali, who was displaying her paintings at the gallery, saw a man and a woman who were very interested in the Golden Sunrise. She remembered the man was bald and middle-aged. The gallery's cleaner, Samir, reported seeing a young, tall man who has long hair and a skateboard near the gallery's exit. Based on these descriptions, the police brought in 5 people who matched them. Inspector Verma questioned each one thoroughly. After a careful investigation, the truth began to emerge. The tall man seen by Mrs. Mehta was actually just delivering furniture. The woman with the red scarf seen by Rajan was a writer who writes about art. The couple noticed by Anjali liked to collect paintings. The young man with the skateboard was an art student. The breakthrough came when Inspector Verma connected the sweet-smelling handkerchief to Samir the cleaner. The scent matched the soap Samir used. Moreover, the scratch marks on the floor were made by a ladder Samir used to reach and steal the painting. The mystery was solved and the painting, The Golden Sunrise, was returned to its rightful place in the gallery, much to the relief of Mrs. Kapoor and the people of Viridian. Now, let's have some dictionary skills. Some words are made by joining 2 words. They are called compound words. Example: artwork, footprint, masterpiece, and so on. Now, let's get into grammar adventures. We use specific words like who, whose, what, which, and whom to frame questions about people. Words like what and which may be about people or things. They often begin questions and we call them interrogative pronouns. Some question words like where, why, and how are not pronouns. Who saw the suspicious women? Whom did Rajan see near the painting? These are some examples.